Okay, first of all, I did not create this channel or want to start posting on this channel because I want people to live like me or so that I can give advice and get on my soapbox and just tell people what they should do or tell people that there's one certain meaning in life or whatever. I don't really believe in advice, first of all, because you're gonna experience what you're gonna experience. You're gonna do what you do and you're gonna learn what you learn, regardless of what people tell you. People can, it's starting to rain. People can tell you things, and yeah, you can listen, but at the end of the day, it doesn't hit you until you go through it yourself. So that's number one. I'm not here to give you advice for that reason. What I do want to do by posting is hopefully to inspire people. I don't know exactly how inspiration even works, because to an extent, when you go out there and you show people your life, that's your life. That's not theirs. But somehow we enjoy seeing someone else live. And you can call that living through somebody else vicariously. You can call that a parasocial relationship or whatever. But no, I think we crave connection and we crave to live like one another, because ultimately we all help each other be our best. And that's what I really want to do. And I'm sitting here talking about, the purpose of the channel and the purpose of why I want to make stuff. But really, I always get in the habit of thinking about that first. Like, oh, what am I really trying to do? But no. That is in the back of my mind, but in the front of my mind, I'm just telling myself I need to get out there and make something. I'm trying to, by posting this video and by not even having a script or anything, I'm trying to lessen the bridge between the thought, the idea, the inspiration, and the action. My brain is too good at interfering and extending this bridge as long as possible. It's extended it for years. Like, I've had this dream or idea of just making videos and creating random things. I've had this dream forever. Probably since I was in middle school when I first started posting these random NBA mixtape videos. But my brain has been thinking for years and years and years of all these doing all this meandering and all these philosophies. I forget the quote, but it's like, there's always going to be a philosophy for a lack of courage. That's really what it is. This lack of action is just lack of courage. So when I thought about, what am I going to post for my first video? I'm finally ready to post on YouTube because I feel confident enough. You guys will be the judge of this, but I think I'm a good enough speaker at this point. But honestly, I shouldn't have even waited for that. Being good enough to put myself out there. You don't have to wait for that. But anyways, now that I'm here, I was thinking what should I post for my first video? At first I was like, I'm gonna write this short script, and then when I get to writing, I'm a good writer, and I like writing, I end up typing out my entire life story. And then once I type that out, I want to revise it because I want to make this some, perfect autobiography that gives you every single inspirational side quest that I ever went on and every little detail. And I could do that one day, but not off the bat because I can't even get myself to put something on the channel yet. So after like 2 weeks of like thinking about my first video, I was like, just go off script, bro. You don't have the ability to write a script yet, because you're just gonna end up perfecting it over and over again. And to anybody who knows me, is watching this, who knows me, you might think like, or like has seen my stuff, you might think like, oh, this kid's just like naturally confident. But it's like, no, bruh. I do all that singing and posting random stuff every, like, probably only like 5 times a month. I do that so that I can become more numb to the process of inspiration and to action. And that's really what it's been all about. I could tell you this whole story about what happened during my undergrad. I say that as if something like crazy happened. No, like I had like a psychological journey for sure during my college years. Which is about to end in a month. I started out knowing I was creative and knowing I wanted to do something creative. More specifically, I wanted to be a screenwriter. I wanted to make movies. I wanted to live in Hollywood. I had my favorite directors. It was all in my head. I knew. But then, you get smarter, you get more aware. People around you start to do things like getting LinkedIn and going to conferences, career fairs, and you're like, wait, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? And you start to rethink things, and at the same time, like, I've been raised like to be empathetic and to think of others before myself, and that's also part of my personality. So it's not just my environment, but I don't know, I've heard over and over again, whether it's people from church, myself, the news, how bad the world is. And early on in college, that like really hit me to the point where I was like, so if that's true, if right now, because that hasn't changed, poverty doesn't change, if that's still happening right now, you're telling me the best way to change that, which is what we should all try and do, right? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said should, but one of the things we should be doing is to help everybody. If that's what it's all about, you're telling me the best way to affect a kid who has nothing to eat is to get a degree and go get a job and make more money for myself? It's like, I already grew up with food on the table, and I'm going to continue to have food on the table. Worst case scenario, I still will have food on the table. And you're telling me the best way to improve everything that I know about is to get a job and make more money for me? Like, that probably was the stupidest idea I've ever heard, if you asked me when I was like 19. But now it makes a little more sense now, which I'm not going to explain why, but that led me down a path of like questioning whether something that sounded so stupid, like a creative art career, whatever that means, it made me question and doubt and have a distrust in myself, like I was pathetic and not doing something real. And so I went down this path of like, maybe I'll be a psychologist, because I'm an English and psychology major. English because I like stories, and psych because I just like psych. But I was like, I could be a psychologist. I'm pretty good at talking to people. And then later on in my junior year, I was like, no, let me just be a psychiatrist. Let me just go all the way, get an MD, go to med school. And I did that for a year, Junior to senior year, all of senior year, I was pre-med. And I did well. I grew up doing well in school. So I got all A's in my pre-med classes. And I enjoyed volunteering. But in May, I went to Mexico to do some like clinical rotations. And I stepped into the hospital and I was like, number one, this is amazing. So cool. Like, a hospital is a very cool place to walk around. But number two, I was like, I don't see myself being here. As good as I am at school, and as much as I do want to help people, as much as I do care about people, and as much as that is my purpose, to care about people and to uplift people, as much as that is my purpose, I don't see myself being a doctor. So I went home and I was like, okay, it's time to go for it. It's time to do everything I said I wanted to do, which is, write a book. Because over undergrad, I took a bunch of short fiction classes, not screenwriting classes, which was my original plan. So I have more of a background in like prose writing. So I'm gonna write a book. I wanted to get better at singing, so I took vocal lessons. But to be honest, and this is the last thing, I wanted to put stuff out and make videos. To be honest, it's not the lack of skill right now that's stopping me from anything. Right now, what I'm really working on is not my artistry or my creativity. Okay, that's one of the most misleading things I said in this video. I take it back. Of course I'm working on my artistry and my creativity. That's all I want to do. I want to get better at what I'm doing, whether it's writing. I'm still a beginner as a writer. I'm still a beginner as a singer. I'm still a beginner in photography. I'm still a beginner in making these videos, cutting hair. What I just meant was I have a baseline level skill to get started, and I shouldn't be waiting for mastery to let myself be seen. I have that. I have thoughts running through my head all the time, compelling thoughts, to me at least. To you guys, you don't know yet because I haven't put anything out. That's the thing though. What I'm really working on is self-trust, self-confidence, thinking less. Again, shortening the bridge between inspiration and action. And I don't think success is going to be what I'm going to be proud of by the end of this creative journey. I think it's, was I able to be bold? Was I able to be myself? Was I able to be consistent? Because hard work has been my downfall my whole life. Okay, that's a little harsh on myself. That's not true. I played basketball my whole life and I got really good for my size and athleticism. I did play in high school, so that was a good experience, good moment to cherish. I know I can work hard, but I don't have that gene of just going and going and going and going. So discipline is what I need to work on. And if I can be disciplined, I keep saying if, which is terrible, but that's what I'm going to be proud of. And I'm gonna say it, I have the confidence in me and who I am that I know that discipline and self-doubt is literally the only thing standing in my way. I think other people would say the same. So I guess that's my first video. But if you want to see more stuff and see if I really will be able to unlock, let me focus, unlock my discipline and unlock my self-trust and unlock not thinking, I guess. That's a really stupid thing to unlock, but if you want to see if I can do that, subscribe, man. We're gonna post maybe more of these sit and talk things, maybe more of my saying. I'll write a song someday. Maybe some of my novel that I'm writing. How I like to outline and who I've studied, how story structure works. That stuff is all super cool to me. We could talk about the Odyssey. We could talk about movies. I just watched the Odyssey the other day. I might go see it again today. I don't know. We could do vlogs, basketball. Hold on. Record this real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta show them that I'm not washed.
He's not washed, trust. There we go. Hooray!
I just want to make videos. I want to make something. I'm tired of like not believing that this is who I want to be. I'm tired of being the consumer when I know who I am and what I can make. But if you watched this far, thank you. I guess I'll see you in the next one. I don't want to think too much about an outro, so let's do it. By the way, I forgot to add, I'm literally like growing out my hair. Like this is the longest it's been in a long time, because I cut my own hair and I cut people's hair as well. I'm literally growing out my hair right now, and like I haven't touched it in like 3 or so weeks because of this momentum my life is going, or like the momentum I'm trying to create for my life, which is like just really searching for freedom from me. I am the most dangerous person in my life, actually. I'm the one who's mostly holding me back. So just another idea that I put out there, like just let the hair go, see where it goes, see what maybe you come up with a new hairstyle, because I've had this hair for a long time, but it's another thing I'm doing. I just wanted to add that.